Boy, we had some scintillating finishes in college football, and the NFL has made their cut downs. And could a Buccaneer receiver be playing his last year in Tampa Bay? All that on Football Takeover YouTube show. Let's go. Welcome in, everybody, to Football Takeover YouTube show. I'm John Harris, owner, founder of Football Takeover, also the orator of Put the Film On, Bro. Get your merch at footballtakeover.com. Get all my predictions. Boy, I had a good night on Thursday night with my predictions, man. Really, really good night. 3-0 with the UCF game, meaning I picked the winner against the spread, and the total went over. 3-0 UCF and Kent State. 2-1 Utah, Florida. Only thing I missed was the spread. I thought it'd be a little bit closer, but I had the under and I had Utah winning. Went 3-0 in the Minnesota game. Picked Minnesota. Had Nebraska covering and had the under. It was a Big Ten game. It was gonna be under. So you can get all that at footballtakeover.com for a very, very fair price. All right, we got a lot to do on today's show. So let's get to our cover three. I usually pick three of the hottest things, I guess, going on in football, and we'll start at number 3, where number 13 could be playing his last year with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's Mike Evans. By September 9th, if the Buccaneers and Mike Evans don't have a contract per his agent, that's it. They're going to cut it off, they're going to play season, and away you go. Does that mean Mike can be available at a trade deadline for something? More than likely, yes. Mike Evans, Galveston, so about 45 minutes to an hour from Houston. Could use a receiver. We'll see. Well, Mike Evans could be playing his last season in Tampa Bay. I've called Mike Evans a Hall of Famer. Go look at the numbers. He's got 1,000 yards in every single season. Since 2014, 1,000 yards in every year. With how many ever different quarterbacks? They got a lot of players in Tampa Bay. Mike Evans is one of the best ever to wear a Bucs uniform. But what uniform will he wear next? Ooh, interesting. All right, at number 2, we finally got cut downs in the NFL. Jonathan Taylor is still a Colt. There are a bunch of kicker trades. Bill Belichick went out and got Matt Corral. As he was waived by the Panthers, they picked him up. And the Patriots also picked up Jalen Reagor, former TCU, former Viking, former Eagle. Jalen Reagor added to the Patriots wide receiver corps. So Bill Belichick and the Patriots making some moves as cut-down weekend is now slowing down, and we get ready for football on Thursday night, Lions v. Chiefs. And at number 1, college football. Oh, baby. College football. It wasn't a scoring fest. UCF did put on a show. It's Kent State. But UCF did look good. John Rice Plumlee looked great. RJ Harvey looked very, very good. Defense stifling. 56-6. UCF gets the big win. Other than that, the big games, not a ton of excitement. Utah beat up on Florida 24-11, 5 sacks. Graham Mertz wearing Tim Tebow's jersey. Didn't throw it well, but he wasn't protected well. And it might have been, as I've read often, I thought this last night, so seeing confirmation from a bunch of Gators fans, they were not happy with Billy Napier. So we got a What's the Coach is going on segment later. So what the coach coming up later. So you'll see why in a little bit. But the game of the night probably was in the Big Ten. Minnesota taking on Nebraska. Minnesota wins 13-10. Daniel Jackson ties it with a tremendous catch in the end zone on 4th and 10. And then the Gophers kick a field goal in the last play of the game to win it. And we'll talk a little bit more about the stars of that game. One in particular, Tyler Nubin, a little bit later. But as I mentioned, it's time for the first rendition in 2023 of What the Coach Was That, introducing the Florida Gators coaching staff.
What the was that?
Every single week, I'm going to try and do a What the Coach Was That. Well, no better start to the season for this segment than right here, Florida against Utah. Here it is, 4th down, and you know I would never really diagram a punt for the most part, but Florida here is in punt safe. Utah is going to punt this ball, and you're going to see punt it, little, Australian punter. Utah's always got one. And first of all, you're going to see this returner catch the ball at the 4-yard line. Like, come on. And I understand people are really excited about Wilson, the freshman. Like, I get it. But catching the ball inside the 4-yard line, first of all, that should never happen. So where's the coaching point on that? But here's the other one. Wilson, where's number 3? Jason Marshall Jr., where's number 3? You can't have 2 of the same number on the field. This flag is for that particular reason. Let me go back here. Punt safe. There's Marshall. Look, it's a fake. You got to be in your punt safe. Punt safe, perfect call. 2 number 3s on the field, horrible. So, was it going to hurt the Gators? Yes. A couple plays later, they got burned. Invariably, when you make a mistake like the Gators made, you're going to pay for it. 7-3 ball game, second quarter. You've already had the false start earlier. You just had this unbelievably stupid penalty. And now, Nate Johnson's going to make you pay. They're going to run a little RPO arrow here. And as he pulls it out, as Umamulan goes with Yasmin to the flat, Johnson just turns it up. This dude can fly. Free safety. Again, feeble attempt at a tackle. Johnson goes into the end zone. 7-point mistake. A game you lose by 13 on the road. Absolutely disgraceful. Coach. What the coach was that? They had false starts. The recruiting, and I know that's not something in this game in particular. I don't know where the athletes are in Florida. And I thought this summer. As I was going through and doing my study, I knew Princely Umamulan, number 1, edge rusher. He's got an NFL future. After that, Jason Marshall at corner. That's it. Offensively, there isn't one guy. Maybe Trevor Etienne. That's it. So what the coach was that, you could even go back to the recruiting. It was a bad night. Bad night. National TV for the Gators. And second-year coach Billy Napier and his staff to have that sort of performance. All right, let's get to our player of the night. This one was easy. Number 65 in the Harris 100, Minnesota safety Tyler Nubin. There's little question. The player of the night on Thursday night had to be right here. Number 65 in the Harris 100, probably a little too low. Third-ranked safety right now, but, man, he continues to make plays like this. Minnesota safety Tyler Nubin is going to be a superstar. He makes a great play right here. I love this guy. I think there are a number of things I see in his game. Javon Holland I see in his game. I see some Justin Simmons. It's a great read of Jeff Sims where he comes up with interception number 1. Sims going to hold this ball a little bit longer than probably should. Tries to go across the middle, number 12. Bad throw with some pressure. And where's Nubin? There he is. There it is. Check it out. Tyler Nubin, pick number 1 on his way to being player of the night. Tied at 10 in the fourth quarter. Minnesota going to play man coverage, lock up across the board. Look at them playing press up here. We're going to play man down here. Nubin's just going to read the eyes of Jeff Sims. And at this point, you could kind of wonder why Nebraska's actually throwing the football. But they had run a very similar play 2 plays prior to get a first down. He stuck it into this inside receiver. Well, he's going to try it again. And there's Nubin just waiting and waiting and waiting and striking. Tyler Nubin, player of the night in Minneapolis. This interception would lead to a Minnesota game-winning field goal at the buzzer. Tyler Nubin, player of the night for the Minnesota Golden Gophers. He can absolutely ball. He's got, like I said, a little tinge of Justin Simmons, a little bit, and my comp was Javon Holland. I love the guy. And he's going to definitely be higher than 65 in the next Harris 100. There's no question about that. All right, let's get to the play of the night. Mentioned it. 4th and 10. Gophers down 7. It's time for Daniel Jackson to make an appearance. The unquestioned play of the night. 2:32 left in Minneapolis. Huskers 10. Gophers 3. Daniel Jackson. Post, corner route, and a dime from Ethan Kaliakmanis. And Jackson does some unbelievable footwork. Let's take a look at the play here right here. Kelly McManus. Now, first of all, this is a false start. They didn't call it. But if I'm Nebraska, I'm mad. Look at that left tackle. That's too early. That should have been called. But either way, it's not. Kelly McManus buys time and drops a dime. And then watch Jackson work the feet. Oh, look at that. He's got it. That's a touchdown. Good job by the ref to be in position. Touchdown, Gophers. But you know this thing is going to be reviewed. Let's look at these other angles. I mean, they're just beautiful and show you the work that Jackson did on the sideline. One of the great things about college football networks now, in particular Fox, Big Fox calling this game last night. Gus Johnson, Joel Klatt did a great job. But the angles, I mean, look how clear this is. You can see this so perfectly. And look how, in what good position that field judge is in. The right foot is about to land, but just before he gets that left toe. I mean, look at that left toe in bounds. Man, that is some good work. Take a look at this angle. Right, there's the right going out of bounds, but look at left. Look at this, drags the toe. Man, what a catch that was by Daniel Jackson. He actually had made the catch on the play prior to the back of the end zone and just laid out, thought he had it. But they said he did not hang on. This one, he hung on and got the foot in. This tied the game at 10, and the Gophers would win it on a last-second field goal. This is the play of the night. Man, what a catch that was. Holy cow. I mean, that was just tremendous. The play right before that, he makes a diving snag, and he just can't reel it in. I mean, he's a full-on layout dive. 2 plays prior to that, I think it was on 2nd and 10, and just couldn't come up with it. I mean, that was one heck of an effort. But that catch on the sideline, Daniel Jackson and Corey Crooms Jr. playing without Chris Autman-Bell. Kind of thought Minnesota would struggle a little bit at receiver, but they don't struggle at all. Those 2 receivers had a great night. And the Gophers get a 13-10 win to kick off college football's week 1. Man, we got plenty of games this weekend. I got all my predictions, keys to the game for Florida State, LSU, all at footballtakeover.com. You want to find out who I like, especially after a great night on Thursday. I might be on a roll. You might want to check that out. And look, subscription price is very fair. Just come on over, check it out, and you'll be ready to go. You have all the information. Basically, you get my big brain. Look at the big brain on John. Well, that's what you get at footballtakeover.com. So come check it out. Enjoy the games. We'll be back with more breakdowns, more keys, more players of the game. We'll have all that this weekend. So make sure you check out this YouTube page. JH Football Takeover is the YouTube page. And what is it? Like, share, comment, subscribe. Do all of that right here. On my YouTube show. Appreciate you guys being here. We'll see you maybe tomorrow with some Friday game breakdowns or maybe on Sunday after Saturday games. We'll see you then, and I appreciate you watching. Take care.